If you guys know me, you'll know I'm not a huge fan of EA employees or, of course, EA Sports themselves. But whichever EA employee created the TOTS League On Cup is on the top of my shit list now, because I went into this game completely unsuspecting to the fact that the referee just does not exist in this game. There are absolutely no rules. I was getting fouled left and right, and I thought this new title update just completely broke the game. But no, instead, you can literally do whatever you want in that game mode, which you think would be fun. But it's not. That's the first and last game I'll be playing in that game mode, thank you very much. But let's start today off with a little bit more of a positive note than that, because we're about to pack a team of the season in this 7x2, 82 plus. It's blue. That's what we were looking for. Drop a like on today's video for the right mid from League on McDonald's. Who is this, actually? Aliuche? Is this Aliuche? I don't know which team he plays for. I do not watch this league. I'm not going to lie. Akliuche. I was right. I've actually already packed him, so I'm not all that excited about that pack, but I would be excited if you subscribe to the channel right now. Do you guys need coins in FC25 Ultimate Team? Well, U7Buy has you covered. It's cheap, it's fast, and it's safe with 24/7 online customer support. Even big creators use it, and it has over 40,000 positive reviews. Make sure to use my link down in the description and use code NITRO for an extra 8% at checkout. And on top of all of that, you get a 19% newcomer's coin bonus. The question is, can we go back-to-back getting a blue in the 100 players pack? Show us that blue tunnel, EA Sports. Let's go, baby. Can we get something good, actually? A Dutch center back. That is Virgil van Dijk, who is going to be a team of the season here in a couple of days. That hurts a little bit. Who's the actual team of the season behind him, though? It's going to be Højbjerg. Not fantastic. I mean, those are some pretty good play styles, to be fair. I'll take that. That's okay. But it's not going to be anything that gets me jumping out of my seat. But hopefully, we'll get a pack a little bit later today that does get us jumping out of our seat, because we're going to get a guaranteed Team of the Season pack today, I believe. It wouldn't make sense for EA Sports to wait until Thursday, a day before Team of the Season changes to the Premier League on Friday, for them to drop some of these new packs into the game. Now, these aren't the ones. Let me scroll across. Found it. So these actually came out over a week ago now. These have been just sitting in the code, and we've known that we're going to get a guaranteed TOTS player pack. Now, a lot of people have been asking, well, are there going to be these trade-ins, and is that going to be how you actually get these rewards? And that's actually pretty possible. Today, what they might do is drop one of those SBCs where it's a trade-in and you have to put 3 Team of the Season players in to get 1 Team of the Season player back. I do think that's a real possibility, but if they do it anything like last year, they're going to make it something like an 88 rated squad, or a combination of an 87 and an 86 rated squad, to get yourself a guaranteed Team of the Season player pack. Now, with how cheap a lot of the Team of the Seasons that you're likely to pack are, I mean, you take a look at even the Ligue 1 TOTS, which is the most expensive TOTS by a mile. You've got a lot of cards in here, especially as you get to the bench, that are under 50,000 coins. You've got Rulli, Alexandro, Højbjerg, unfortunately, is also one of the cheapest ones. I continue to pack the cheapest ones. Akliuche, Andre Santos, Rabiot, Zakaria, Klaus. I mean, there's so many bad ones to pack that I just don't think that they can price it too expensive, because people know you're probably going to get one of the crappy ones in return. And when there's other SBCs out right now that give out a lot of Team of the Seasons, quite frankly, they're going to have to do something to really get people excited for this, and I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be, but when I look at the cheapest players by rating on SBCs right now, the only thing that really stands out to me is the ratings between 88 and 90, quite frankly. I don't think that there's going to be that many SBCs that require super high rated cards, and if they do, it's going to be because they need a Team of the Season card in the requirement. So cards like Blouse or Parrot could be pretty good investments at 14,000 coins, actually, because they are so cheap now, and they're probably going to require Team of the Seasons in some of these requirements. You could even go to what is the cheapest one? Bussy right here, or Højbjerg or Akliuche at 18K. A little bit more expensive than these TOTS Moments cards, but I do believe that they'll probably both be needed. So you could take the risk and go with the TOTS moments. There's a lot more coins to be made there, but then again, they might actually make it to where only team of the seasons are needed in these requirements. But only time will tell, and this week is all about learning about how EA's schedule is going to work, because generally, if they're going to drop a guaranteed TOTS pack for Ligue 1 on Wednesday, it's going to also drop for Premier League next Wednesday, and then it'll be on Wednesday for La Liga and Wednesday for Bundesliga, and all of the leagues are going to be on Wednesday. So it's really just about learning how the game is going to be run during team of the season and understanding the fluctuations so that we can make coins during this time as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the prices of these Ligue 1 TOTS and see when is the best time to actually buy these cards, if ever, other than the first day. Of course, Friday flipping is always going to be very, very good to us. But let's take a look at a card like Vitinha right here and see how he has fluctuated over the course of this week so far. You can see that, yes, Friday had a great opportunity to make coins on that day. And then Saturday actually had a great opportunity to make coins there as well. I believe once we got to the content release on Saturday, that's when things started coming down in price. So you had a window on Friday to sell, and then on Friday night / Saturday morning, depending on your time zone, there was another opportunity to buy and sell. But over the course of this week, things have been coming down. Now, 226,000 coins on Tuesday. That's pretty low in price, actually, and we saw a rebound happen on Tuesday because people were finishing their FUT champs, and there wasn't as much supply coming after FUT champs. But now that we're into Wednesday, which has been known as Market Crash Day all throughout the year, I think it's living up to the name because he's already gone from 250,000 coins down to 218,000 coins in just a couple of hours. And if I were a betting man, I would say that these cards are probably going to be the cheapest after Rivals rewards. But I just don't know if a lot of these guys are going to be going up out of packs very much. We haven't seen that in previous years. The only cards that really go up out of packs are going to be the cards that are actually on the floor right now. Cards like Akliuche, cards like Blouse. These cards that are super, super cheap and basically nobody wants them go up because of SBC fodder. If we take a look at last year's SBC fodder cards, let's go ahead and look at TOTS Premier League for a second. TOTS EPL FC 24. We're going to be able to see the price of these cards rise over the course of the rest of the year. This might not be a good example because most of these guys were pretty expensive cards even at that time. I think even Ollie Watkins was actually somewhat desirable. Let's go ahead and use a TOTS Live card instead, actually. So TOTS Live had a lot more cards that were close to discard, and that actually came out first, so it's a better comparison anyway. Let's go ahead and take a look at a card like Rafa Mujica. This card, obviously, nobody was using. All right, nobody cared for him. He was the lowest rated one, easiest to pack. But you take a look at his daily graph. Ever since he got released on the 19th of April, the very first day of Team of the Season for FC24, this card was pretty cheap up until about Wednesday. And then look at this, guys. He goes from 14,000 coins all the way up to 18K in just a couple of days, from 14 to 18 between Wednesday and Sunday of the first week, but he continues to rise. You take it a couple weeks longer, of course, that's a kind of a long hold, 24K, and then as we get later into this year, he goes extinct pretty quickly towards the end of Team of the Season and the beginning of those summer promos. So these cards do rise over time. They're pretty safe to at least go out in club stock. Some of these guys, you might want to pick up one Blouse, one Akliuche, one Andre Santos. Just throw them in the club. If you get them for super cheap, throw them in the club, forget about them, and then wait for these cards to possibly go up even more in price as time goes on. So that's something that I might suggest, but really I just don't see a lot of these cards rising a lot because honestly, every single Team of the Season is probably going to be pretty easy to pack, and considering the fact that there are this many cards in this Team of the Season, I mean, look at that. That's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 cards just from Ligue 1. You look at Eredivisie, they also have 14 more, and then you look at Arkema Premier League, they've got another 14 more, so that's 28 plus, 22-ish We've got 50 cards in Team of the Season. Every single week, 50 more Team of the Season cards drop. It's just so much supply. There's so much supply. You compare that to last year, TOTS Live had a lot, but some of the other teams, they didn't have this many. I mean, we just definitely did not have this many impacts at the same time last year or any year beforehand. So just the overwhelming supply that we're going to get, and there's always going to be kind of like that crappy, off league for every single week. I'm not saying that the Eredivisie is crappy. Sorry to my Dutch viewers. You guys are great. You're actually a pretty big percentage of my demographic for some reason. The Dutch people represent in the videos. But let's be honest. There's a lot of players that are not very expensive in this team, and that's what I mean. There's always going to be that third league that's just not expensive. So I think with that being said, I don't really love these Team of the Seasons as investments. So how do we enjoy the game right now? How do we actually make coins? And how do we pack these Team of the Seasons if we don't get a lot of coins in our club? Well, there's a great way to actually go through these upgrade packs right now and get more packs. And I'm going to show you the method that I'm using right now because even though it shows that I can do the super... Oh, I can do it one more time, the Super Daily Silver Upgrade, which I will do. What I do is I do the Super Daily Silver Upgrades. I do the Daily Silver Upgrades. I even do a couple of those Bronze Daily Upgrades. There's no point not to doing that. Then I'll actually throw some of them into the Gold Upgrade, replenish the Gold Rare and mostly non-rare golds in my club if I need it. If I need non-rare golds, this is where I'll go. But what I've started to do is throw them all, skip that upgrade, skip that daily gold upgrade and go straight in to the crafting upgrade and the grind upgrade, because you look at these packs, there's 5 times 77 rare players pack. You're not going to get rare players from the daily gold upgrade. You're only going to get a bunch of non-rare golds and then 1 rare gold. And you're submitting quite a few players into that. A lot of the silvers go into that. You don't care about the bronzes, but those 5 silver cards that are needed, 5 silver cards for 1 rare gold. But in the TOTS grinding upgrade, you're going to use 11 silvers and you're going to get 3 rare golds, and you're still going to get a bunch of those non-rare golds. So I think that the TOTS grinding upgrade is actually a much better use of your silvers, even though you're only using 5 in the daily gold upgrade. So unless you really needed some common gold players, I don't see a reason not to do the TOTS grinding upgrade rather than the daily gold upgrade. Then every single time you can do the TOTS crafting upgrade up until using an 80 rated gold card. I wouldn't use anything above the rating of 80 because that's when you're going to start needing cards for the 83 plus times 10. You'll use your 81s, your 82s, your 83s for the 83 plus times 10 upgrade. And you've also got the 84 plus times 7 upgrade out right now. And on top of that, we've got other options like the 85 plus times 2 of 3 player pick, which isn't bad. I just wouldn't waste any of the higher rated fodder. So that's kind of been what I've been using my fodder on. If you haven't been utilizing this yet, you should be doing every single one of those daily silver upgrades to get as many of these packs as possible. We're actually now up to about 500 packs saved for the Premier League Team of the Season. And some of these packs that I have been saving, of course, those ones are going to be untradeable. Some of the packs I've been saving are tradable, so that's going to help us replenish some of the coins in the near future. But let's go ahead and talk about a trading method that is going to make us coins. That's going to obviously get us Team of the Seasons. That's going to get us SBC fodder, but that's not going to get us coins. So how are we going to get some coins right now? That is the question. And what I have found is that lazy selling gold Team of the Weeks is absolutely effective, especially as we get close to content time. So every single day right now, we're seeing a refresh of the 83 plus times 10, 84 plus times 7, and all of the other upgrade SBCs. And these cards that are selling for about 22,000 coins pretty easily, you can actually get them for less than 21,000 coins pretty easily. But if you were to get some of these cards for, let's say, 20,250, so there's one up right now, maybe you snipe that card, maybe you don't snipe it and you spend that 20,750. There's a couple there. It's not too hard to get them for 20,750 right now. List these cards for 24, 25, 26, even 27,000 coins at around content release time. And you're going to get a lot of lazy buyers around that 6 p.m. content, and you're going to be making about upwards of 3K per card after tax. So I think it's a very effective method right now. The higher the rating, the better, because people will be searching for 88s, 87s, even 86s are going to sell a lot higher than the 83s and the 85s will. You can see as the minutes go on, the ratings are actually pretty low. because, you know, these have been in on the market for about 5 minutes now. Let's scroll all the way to the 59th minute, and let's go back right now. And as you can see right here, we've got an 88 Ducore. Of course, that's going to get bought pretty quickly because it's 88 rated, right? So we'll actually buy that one since it's not bought yet. 88 Ducore for 21,000 coins. We saw that 88 Martinez at the end as well. This might be even easier to do on the web app, but we'll send that to the transfer list by listing it for 20. Let's do 25. 500 with a start price of 20. Let's do 26,500 with a start price of 25,250. So the reason I do this is because people will see that starting price and think they're paying 25,500. They're actually spending an extra 1,000 coins. A little trick for you guys right there. But this overpriced selling method is absolutely crucial for you guys to be using right now for some extra coins during Team of the Season. Now, when it comes to the SBCs and objectives that are out right now, we've got cards like Katoto, and I don't believe we've actually gotten Clacy yet. I think those are the two on this list that we haven't seen dropped yet. So Clacy and Katoto. Katoto is really the only one to get kind of excited about. Finesse Shot Plus. Acrobat's not all that great, but Low Driven and Finesse is not a bad card for an SBC right there. And she's got some pretty good stats across the board. It makes me want to look at the Arkema Premier League because we've got some cards like Mateo, especially this Mateo card, the Demorne card, even the Chawinga card. These are three really desirable cards. They're honestly, the stats are really stacked on those cards right now at the current power curve, and that's why they're so expensive. So we see cards like Mateo at 660. I think that with the combination of the release of Katoto and we get division rival rewards kind of around the same time now, it's going to cause this card to drop in price. It's one of the cards that does have 4 playstyle plus, several different positions to be played, and being French makes her a little bit easier to link than some of the other players in the Arkema Premier League. This is a card that might drop enough so quick that the rebound after she goes out of packs actually will give an opportunity for some profit. So across the board, we talked about, I don't really think that Team of the Seasons from Ligue 1 are going to be that great of investments, but there are certain cards that the perfect storm might arise, like Mateo could be a good investment. And then even cards that just look too cheap as they are. You've got cards like Karchawi who are only 81,000 coins. That's significantly cheaper than her Team of the Year card. And honestly, probably have better playstyles, or at least somewhat similar playstyles right there. I think that they're better on this card. At least moving forward up the pitch, they're better. But she's got better stats, way cheaper, and probably one of the better left back options over the course of the next couple weeks. That because she is only 81,000 coins and 95K, and she will go a little lower, I think some of these cards could actually be a good shout. But it is a little bit risky on cards like Karchawi. It's still going to be risky on Mateo, but if I had any confidence in an investment that's meta, that would be the reason why, is because of an SBC or maybe an evolution coming out and pushing that card down lower at the time of a lot of supply, which would be division rival rewards. So I don't think across the board they're going to be great investments, but there might be a select few that we could still squeeze some coins out of. But that's going to be about it for today's video. We kind of bounced around different ideas today, but we'll end with another big pack. And hopefully we can go 3 for 3 opening packs during this video and actually packing a Team of the Season. I don't want to open any of the really, really big packs. I obviously did open that 100 player pack, but that'll help me do other SBCs. Maybe this 81 plus times 20. You know what? We'll rip this one. Maybe a little less likely to get a TOTS card, but it'll help me with my fodder. So hook me up with another blue. It's not going to be blue to end the video. So that's it for today. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Peace out.